Hello people, my name is Ben, and this week's game is STALKER, Shadow of Chernobyl. Fantastic game so far, since I'm recording this on Friday, and hopefully it's going up today as well. God, it's so good. It's fairly underappreciated, I feel. Like, critically acclaimed for the most part, as far as I am aware at least. But nobody really talks about it all that much, and it's so good. I've never played it before, but then a lot of people were saying in chat that they would really like to see me play it, and I was actually fairly interested in it. And there's some scary parts, not too much so far. I think they're going to get more and more so later on. But I was thinking that should make for some fun streaming, because people love to see people be scared. And as long as it's not jump scares, which it really isn't in this, it's more just atmosphere, which I can appreciate a lot more, then I'm more cool with it. I still don't like being scared, but as long as it's not cheap jump scares, like all the time, then I'm totally okay with it. It's really, really good. So it's based around more like survival. I'd say think of Metro combined with Fallout, combined with some kind of elements of armor in terms of the realism of it. Guns aren't all that accurate, or at least at the start they aren't. They get much, much better as you go on, but you actually have to use bandages and stuff, and then med kits and eat, so that you don't go hungry. And there's obviously, weight limits to how much you can carry. All of its systems are really, really good, and it does them in its own way, in a way that I've not really seen too much before, because you actually have, a limited amount of space in your inventory, but you also do have the weight limit on top of that as well, which you really have to worry about, because then if you exceed that, your sprint meter runs out much, much quicker, and I believe it even starts running out even if you're just walking, so that's a huge, huge problem. But just don't do that and you'll be fine. I would recommend anybody play it from what I've seen so far, because it's really good. Play it with what you're seeing in front of you, which is the 2009/2012 complete mod. It redoes pretty much everything, the UI I believe as well, the overall graphics, textures, models, everything has been redone and refined, including a few gameplay elements. There's been some bug fixes as well. It's really impressive. It looks fantastic for what it is. You've got new lighting effects and stuff like that in there, and in a game that's all based around the atmosphere, there's no better way to experience it. Definitely, even if it's your first time, you just use the mod. It makes the game far more bearable than it otherwise might be. I could see myself possibly getting a bit more annoyed with it if I just played the normal version because of like the bugs, and then the AI isn't apparently quite as good, although it's still pretty solid. The AI in this, for the most part, is surprisingly good. They do that thing where they investigate or kind of shoot around, but mostly investigate wherever you were last, so you can kind of trick them and use that to your advantage and then flank them, or all of that awesome stuff. Mechanically it's great, the guns feel great, it's all really great. But something else that's fairly important, I'm going to try and transition Ben Beats game from Twitch to Hitbox. Now, before freak out because you love Twitch, despite the fact that you also kind of hate them, as you probably should, because they're fucking stupid VOD system. Like, well, first of all, the VODs are bad because it's just a pain in the ass to navigate through them, and their player isn't all that good, but also, obviously, the awful false flagging and third-party strikes getting VODs muted, meaning that, highlights can't necessarily be made and all of that good stuff. That can't be good stuff because of that. So, Hitbox, why would I want to transition from something like Twitch, which is very popular and a lot of people know about it, something like Hitbox, which is obviously far less popular? Well, a few reasons. a while back, Twitch changed its VOD system so that apparently VODs would be better. This hasn't really made them all that much better, in my opinion. I don't really see the amazing effect that it's had. The only effect that I've actually seen, considering they put a lot of money into this, that means that they won't go back on it. The only effect that's actually come from it is negative, and that's the like 30 second to 1 minute delay that you see on pretty much every single stream, which creates this barrier between viewer and content producer, streamer like myself, meaning that when you want to give me advice really quickly, as long as it's not backseat gaming, or just say something that is like, hey, no, go check that out, or whatever, because you just missed it, something like that, or something that is particularly relevant to that small amount of time that you are typing that in. Now in Hitbox, there's pretty much no delay. It's like non-existent to like 5 seconds. That's about it. It's really, really good, and it's so nice not to have a delay. It's weird as well, because I'm no longer waiting 30 seconds then checking chat after something has happened. I can check it like 5 seconds later, and I will see responses if it's something that, you know, people respond to. It's really, really good. You can choose to have delays on it. It's really nice because there's just a drop down thingy, and it's like, hey, delay the stream by 30 seconds, delay by 1 minute, or no delay, and it feels so good to hit the no delay button. It's like, no, why would I want delay on my stream? I'm not playing esports or anything, so there's not necessarily a point. Anyway, so furthermore than that, there are less people on Hitbox, which means less competition, and also their partner program. I'm not obviously, in it for the money. If I was in it for the money, I would have left long ago, because I don't get any money from this shit. I can tell you that now. I've been doing YouTube for like 5 years at least. I've made a total of like £5, I think, from the few videos that I have monetized, because I don't feel like it's a big deal to monetize videos. You get, a 30-second ad that you can likely skip at the start. So at most it can sometimes be a 5-second ad, but at most it would be a 30-second one, which isn't a big deal. Anyway, but on Hitbox, the partner requirements are much smaller, which obviously not only gives me, hey, I can advertise on my channel and stuff, and that's cool, because it means actually I'm rewarded or compensated in some way for the streams, which, obviously isn't my main goal, but I also get access to various other benefits from being a partner. But their requirements for that are much lower. It's like, 100 people average at every stream, and you stream like 3 times a week at least, which is pretty much my typical schedule, is like 3 to 4 times a week anyway, so that's really good. I don't think that I'm going to hit that number, anytime soon, but it's much more reasonable and in line with my kind of goals or aspirations. And obviously I would hope, because of there being less people on Hitbox, that people kind of stumble onto my channel a little bit more. That would be really nice to see more and more people, fill up chat. That would be fantastic. The chat in it as well, in itself, the system is really, really nice. You can alter like the size of the text, various other things that you just can't do on Twitch. It's the interface through Hitbox might take you a little bit to get used to, but it's really, really good. I very much like it. And the only thing that I would ask them to improve on would be their VODs/highlighting system. But keep in mind, the site is in beta at the moment, and I already think it's better than Twitch. But also give me an option to black out the chat, kind of like how Better TV gives me an option. Even Twitch doesn't give that. I have to friggin' install Better TV for it. Yeah, allow me to black out the chat so I am able to embed it, put it on top of my stream, so you know, in VODs and stuff, then people can watch that and actually see chat. That's the main reason why I do that, by the way, is, you know, if anybody wants to watch the recordings, or if the chat is particularly relevant to a highlight and you can't see it, then that would be very bad. So far I can't really do it without it looking extremely blurry, because there's no blackout for chat. That would be, you know, one of my main bits of feedback. Other than that, though, it's so nice. It's really, really good. Also, quality is so much better, guys. Okay, this is one of like the main things. One of the main things is the quality is better and there is no delay. I think it's partially because there aren't as many people on their servers, which is really nice. So the ping is much better for me. It's more consistent. The one test stream that we did do of STALKER was at 1,500 kilobits, whichever one, at a constant bitrate, which I never do. I always like go for variable, I believe, but like strict constant bitrate, I never do strict constant bitrate on Twitch. But I did it, and it didn't drop any frames throughout. It was really nice. It was all smooth, 60 FPS, and it actually looked pretty good. There was far less blurriness. People could make out details more. It was great. I look back at the VOD. It looks fantastic. It looks really, really nice. So yeah, those are my reasons for wanting to transition BenBeat's game over to Hitbox from Twitch. I hope that I have convinced you to at least give it a shot. Make an account for yourself, whether that's for streaming or just talking in chat on our streams. But yeah, I really hope you guys are willing to make this transition with me, and I think in the end it's going to be very beneficial for us all, because I can interact with you guys much better. There's much less of a barrier between us, and that's really all I want, because as I've said many times before, that's the main benefit and the main reason for streaming, for me at least, is the interaction with the viewers, and anything to improve that, such as no delay, is always appreciated. So thank you, Hitbox, for that. I'm not being sponsored by them, by the way. I'm nowhere near popular enough to have anything like that. I just got recommended it and told that there was no delay, so we tried out a test stream and it went fantastically, so well that I would like to transition the show over to there from Twitch. So please make that transition with me. Just give it a shot. Come to a few of the streams on there. If you have any feedback of, you know, any other problems with Hitbox or reasons why you wouldn't want to make the transition with me, in terms of just at least watching BBG on Hitbox, then please let me know either in the comments below this video or in chat when you like first notice a certain problem that is specific to Hitbox and not Twitch as well. But yeah, so that's why. I hope you guys can understand that, and I hope to see you on Hitbox in the near future. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.